This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here with Adventures of Jade and Sky. I'm also with the author and mother, Julia. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. Professional life, when you're not adventuring. Let's talk about where you were before the twins arrived. Professionally, you've been a VP of Sales and Business Development, podcast host, as well as a public speaker. Tell us a little bit about life before Jade and Sky.
For the twins. I've done medical sales for almost all my adult career. I was lucky to live in New York and DC and really learn like a broad spectrum of how people work and how people sell and different means for that. So I work for a medical tech startup now. And so I work a lot with hospitals and that's kind of where my professional life still goes. And the podcast kind of still go focused on that. And this book really kind of became more of a passion project outside of time there.
The definition of twins are two offspring produced by the same pregnancy. When you got the news you're going to have twins, were you surprised, or is this something that runs in your family?
You know, we were surprised. We were very blessed that they're identical twins, actually. So it was definitely a shock there. No, on my genetic side, there's twins don't run there. So it was definitely a surprise.
That is interesting. 1.6 million twins born each year worldwide. We're talking about 1 in every 42 children. I mean, when I read those stats, that's more than I realized. Yet, because it's pretty uncommon, do twins still turn heads when you're out in public?
You know, it's really cute because it does. And it's really funny to see how people engage and are asking them questions and say hi. And I think it does tend to be a little bit more common that people are engaging than just a mama with babies. And so definitely people are like, oh, are they twins? Are they identical? They're both girls. And that's really fun to have kind of that energy around us when we're doing things.
I mean, anyone would agree out there that having one child is a handful. But to have two, I mean, it's safe to say it's challenging. Tell me a little bit where you were in life when the twins arrived.
You know, yeah, I always say I think God gave me 2 arms, right? So I was able to kind of take care of both of them and do that. I'm very lucky to be a single mom with a ton of family support with my parents and my brothers, and so we get a lot of people that are kind of coming in and out and helping and supporting, kind of seeing that. So the girls definitely recently have gotten a lot easier, starting to play more together, engage more together. But yeah, it was a little bit of a blur. The first little bit of their life. So
that was exciting. I mean, about 2 months into it, once the routines kind of got in place, you started learning each one of them individually, you realized that you could kind of enjoy the moment. Tell me what that was like. You know,
it's especially with twins as you just said, you have to learn their personalities, and even at 2 months they're starting to show that. And so finally you're starting to say, I know what you need and I know what you need when you're upset, or I know what you need or you need to calm down. And we just really one day got into a really, really good groove. And I think it was the first day I really was like, man, like I really love this day, and I really appreciated being a mom. And that's where I turned kind of to writing, is I was like, I need to just write this down and remember it in a different way than taking pictures or, you know, calling my mom. You know, sure. I needed to memorialize it in a different way. And that's really where that first book was inspired by. So
really the simplicity of a simple day is what kind of led you and inspired you to capture those moments. Was it something that came pretty easy for you?
You know, my background, I was a creative writing major in college. I at one point wanted to go to law school before doing medical sales, okay. But writing and, you know, sales and speaking has always come very natural for me. Writing is definitely something that is kind of my own passion private project that I kind of always have done and shared and done a little bit here and there, but not to the full capacity as, okay, let's write a book. The girls really inspired and fueled that to not just write it, but also to start having my writing be public.
That is interesting. The Adventures of Jade and Sky. Share with us what their full name is and what is the age now of the twins?
So the girls will be 3 in July, so they're 2.5. So it's Jaden and Skylar, Sukup are their names. And then the reason that we kind of cut it is Jade, like the color green, has green bows in all of the books, and then Skylar, it's sky blue. And so a lot of times, even when we're out with friends or anything like that, they are identical twins. I put a blue bow or a green bow or anything that's kind of makes them differentiate them just a little bit, so my friends can be like, "Hi, Skylar," versus like, "Which one are you?" So it definitely kind of became their staple a little bit of, okay, the blue bow and the green bow, and that Adventures of Jade and Sky kind of became a series as one written every year for them.
Interesting. So we're talking about 3 years old. We have 3 books.
Yeah.
Tell me how that annual tradition got started.
Well, the first year, being a single mom with them was hard. And we had a lot of transition during that time. And so a lot of sleepless nights. And I just kind of was like, I want to do something positive with this time. I don't want to wish it away or like, you know, do anything along those lines. So that was where I was like, I'm going to make a really special first Christmas book. And it was so fun. And the first book, that Happy Baby Day, isn't just great as like, here's what a day with babies looks like, but it really also is a great book for a sibling to say, hey, this is what it's going to look like when you have a baby. So that second year, I really started seeing them love each other, really engage with each other, and that's inspired the second book. And same with the third, that kind of goes as they go. So I don't know how long we'll do it, but it's been a really special thing that every Christmas, you're getting this special present from mom.
Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen. What you're going to see is her website. On the website, obviously, you can purchase the books right there, but there's a whole lot more. I mean, you've got download activities for the kids. You have bows that you can share there as well. Definitely check out their Facebook, Instagram. You're going to be able to see some of this adventure in between the books in full color and experience what it's like to go through this as well. Once again, that is Adventures of Jade and Sky, sharing a glimpse of their beautiful, loving chaos. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.